Hey everybody, so Tara Porter here, and in this little brief video, I want to just talk with you about forming people. Okay, we've heard it maybe passed around, or maybe this is the first time that you've heard about it, but I want to take a moment to just pause and talk about what form is, okay? So form is an acronym that stands for, it represents what you kind of go through as you're connecting with someone. Okay, so as you are connecting with them, you can talk about their family, you talk about their occupation, talk about their recreation, and you move into talking about their message. And a lot of people hear the word form and they kind of jump to the message and kind of skip things and skipping really that connection process, or they'll do for and not get to the M. Right? So I wanted to share with you kind of how that conversation would go. So it might go something like this. And first of all, let me just say that if you can ever get people on the phone to talk with them, this usually works a lot better than just doing it back and forth online. But certainly this works online as well. But it could be something like this, like, hey, so tell me a little bit about yourself. So do you have any kids? Oh yeah, I've got 2 kids. Oh, that's cool. Me too. I've got 2 kids. How old are yours? They answer and they share about that. You kind of have a conversation about that. You can move into occupation. So are you at home with kids? Do you work? What kinds of things do what do you do right now? And they would share their information like, oh, I work outside of the home. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I did that for a while. How are you liking it? Where do you work? And asking questions like that. Remember that as you're getting to know people, just realized I have a sticker for my kids. Sorry. As you're getting to know people, you're learning about them. It's not about you. So ask more and more questions. You might move into talking about recreation. So what kinds of things do you like to do in your spare time? What are your hobbies? And find opportunities to connect. As you're doing these conversations, you're learning to identify 3 things. And you want to be writing them down while you're having these conversations. Unless you're like standing in the grocery store and don't do that, okay? But you want to identify their needs, their struggles, and their goals. Maybe they're really struggling right now with their finances, and they might share that. Maybe they're really struggling because they're in a job that they do not like. Maybe they've got a really exciting goal that they want to go on a cool vacation in a year. Whatever their goal is, you are keeping that information down, and you're not giving them the message until you know their needs, their strengths, and their goals. Because when you give them the message, whatever it is, whether it be an invitation to a clean eating group, whether it be an invitation to a coaching event, an invitation to a challenge group, whatever it is, it's important that you connect with them on that level. And you have not efficiently or effectively connected with them unless you've been able to identify their needs, their strengths, and their goals. Then as you give them your message, you use the same language that they used to identify their needs, their strengths, and their goals to tell them about whatever you have to say. So let's say someone's talking about a job and they're very exhausted and they kind of feel like they're running on someone else's schedule. You can say, you can come back later, and I always like to wait a little bit, a couple days, and come back to them. So not do it in the same conversation, but just say, hey, you know what, I was thinking about you. I know you mentioned before that you felt like you were really overworked and you got frustrated with kind of living someone else's schedule. Have you considered a job at home where you could determine your own time? I'd be happy to share with you some information on that. Okay. So it's an opportunity for you to be able to connect with them. Also, mimic their language. This is really hard for me because as you probably know, if you know me, I'm very and excited to talk with people. I love talking with people, but I have to kind of dial it back if I'm talking with someone who's calm. So as you're in conversation with people, to help them feel comfortable, mirror how they are. Okay? And that helps them feel comfortable with you, build trust as you start to share with them some great opportunities that you have for them. So I hope that helps as you're preparing and practicing form. Remember that practice makes close to perfect. Practice makes good. Let's not say practice makes perfect. You're always improving. But it's going to be hard at first. I still struggle with these things, but you're not going to get any better if you don't try. Okay? So I hope that helps. Feel free to ask me if you have any questions. Take care, everyone.